Hi, my name's Tom Broadwater. I'm Lama Tom, and
My name's Adam Berner. I was on the board last year and served on the long-term planning committee that generated the report we're going to be discussing today.
I helped the committee. I chaired many of the meetings. So we are here today basically to introduce you to the study that we conducted. And that's been going on, the study itself and the process that we were involved in has been going on for over a year. And we're just now getting ready to roll this out to the larger center members and associates. So what we wanted to do today is basically give you some idea of what the content of that study was about, so that when you are exposed to it, you can approach it more intelligently.
I think it's fair to say that there's a lot of detail that could have been covered, and we wanted to start from a reasonable jumping off point. And what we decided upon was a survey with the Sangha, and many will remember that we also had a lot of places to send suggestions to the committee. There was a bulletin board downstairs. We had the online survey as well as an email, which I'll mention now too, is planning@columbusktc.org. And if you have any questions before the meeting, after the meeting, you can still use that email to ask about the report.
What was wonderful about the survey itself is that we did get a good response. There were over 102 people that chose to input into the survey, so we've gotten those results from them. Basically what we did, we took the programs that we have at the center and the resources we have at the center, and basically asked people to comment on their effectiveness and importance. And what we have to report to you, and you can see it in the report itself, is very positive. The community responded very positively, thinking that what we do here is important and that how we do it is effective. So that in general is the way it went. There were some areas where people said something's important, but we weren't as effective as we would like to be. And so we took those areas particularly as important, so that we could do some planning around that, and we made recommendations based upon that disparity.
I think that was an important point too, because it was kind of hard to decide where to start, because everything was rated very highly as important for the most part, and effectiveness. And so we actually subtracted, or we looked at the difference between the importance and the effectiveness to kind of make our priorities. And that's why in this report you'll see focus on, I believe, 10 priorities. Those were the greatest disparities.
Again, the scope was to look at our resources and to look at the programs that we have here, and that's what our focus was. When you look at the report itself, you will see basically different areas highlighted. Then there's going to be a number, either as to its effectiveness or as to its importance. And then we, based upon that, gave sort of an overview and summary of that, and made some tentative recommendations based upon what our best thinking was at the time.
And that's an important point, because this is really a resource for the Sangha and for the board. Like, nothing in this report is fated to happen or must happen, but it's really a way that we can all look at what the entire Sangha values, the things that people want to see changed or improved, and to be able to see the resources that will be necessary to execute those goals, because a lot of these goals are kind of lofty, and they're important, and if we're going to do them, we're going to need to lay some groundwork. So that's kind of what this is for, is a way a tool to decide not only what we want, but what we would need to accomplish those things.
Yeah, to again reflect what Adam is saying, the committee is not interested in any particular recommendation being followed. That's unimportant. The important thing is that we have begun a process to plan, and that's important to us. If there are things that we want to have happen in the center, with the center, it will require a plan. And the particular steps that we take, that's irrelevant. What is relevant, however, is that we do have a plan. So whether it's this or something else that that the center comes up with or the board comes up with, that's good. It's the important thing is having a plan, and this is the first step in that process. I think the other thing I'd want to point out or say is that this is a really exciting time for the center. I think there's a lot of energy being generated here, and I think what a plan can do, what we can do in planning, is to focus our resources and our attention on marshaling that energy to goals that we hold in common. And that'll take time, but this is a great start, and I'm pleased that it's going to now go to the larger center membership and associates for review and comment and to help plan what the future of this center will be.
So there will be a meeting upcoming to kind of a coming out party for this report. The idea of the meeting, it'll be a Sangha meeting, and it's less about reading the report and more about using the report. So ideally, this video will be helpful. Ideally, your access to the report before the meeting will be helpful. So read through, maybe write some thoughts down, and at this Sangha meeting, we can all express together what our hopes are, maybe some ideas about the initiatives. Basically, it's a jumping off point for using this report.